Permission from StreamYard to start. Hey everybody, welcome back to D&D here on my channel with the boys. What's up, guys?
Yo!
As you probably know by now, we're playing Curse of Strahd. This is episode 6.
We are?
I think so.
Oh.
Is this the wrong online D&D group that I play with?
I don't remember.
As we left off last week, they were exploring Yester Hill, where they were told by Erwin Martikov or Davian rather, that there is possibly one of the 3 gems he needs to restore the winery here somewhere, because he believes the druids who took over the winery also stole the 3rd jewel. You came to the center of the hill where there is a little circle of stones and a large wooden statue, or a statue made of wood and mud, it appears. And a bunch of guys jumped out of a kind of earthen graves and attacked you. And you happened to survive, except that Crow and his new berserker axe went berserk and knocked Mick unconscious. Jimbei did use Spare the Dying on him. We did use Spare the Dying on, so he's at 1 hit point. However, if you remember that I added the rule that if you got knocked unconscious, I was going to roll on the lingering injuries table for you.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to do that. So it could be very, very bad for you. Let's see what happens.
Lose a limb.
Worst case scenario, I do have a 3rd arrow.
Unbelievable. For the 3rd time in a row, you get a minor scar.
Wow. Amazing.
I
want it right here, like Leonidas and Scar.
You got it. You look super cool now.
Hell yeah.
Just to let you know, one of the options was lose a hand, which I thought would have been very funny, because then I gave you the arrows last week, and then suddenly you wouldn't be able to shoot your bow anymore.
Gotta use a foot. That's great.
You wouldn't be able to do weapon fighting game. He'd have to strap the bow to the stump and pull with the other hand.
So yeah, big 17, which is a minor scar. So congratulations, you came out relatively unscathed. I was just telling the guys before we started that it is rather thundering and lightning and raining here. So if I happen to lose power, it's going to be real awkward, but hopefully we'll plug along. So you are at the top of the hill. It is also thundering and lightning there, which is great. If you can hear my thunder, that'll be very, it is well designed by nature to give us a little ambiance. You got a litany of dead bodies surrounding you, and you are, just to give you a reminder of the lay of the land, there is a circle of trees a little further from the other side of the circle from where you came in that has a very large tree in the middle of it. To your right, at the bottom of the hill, there's a large wall of thick fog. Otherwise, there are rows of rocks, little cairns of rocks surrounding the whole, the hill in few sequential circles. So
you really took it up a notch with the sound effects tonight. I'm just
man.
Yeah,
the thunder.
did you get it?
It's a nice mile.
And there are periodic strikes of lightning around this circle of stones. That is actually in the book.
Said that. Yeah, that's amazing. As soon as you said the rocks, it's like.
Is Crow still berserk?
No.
Yeah.
So once he knocked you out, no one else was in 60 feet of him, so he left berserker mode.
Okay.
So I'm thinking everybody's probably hurting pretty good right now. That's like
I have 1 point.
So I'm gonna cast before we do anything else. I will cast Prayer of Healing on the group, including myself, because I can cast it on up to 6. So
Be right back.
one. What is it? Where's Prayer of Healing? I gotta find it. 3d8 plus 4. So
Let's go. No whammies. No whammies.
the 3d8 and 17 for everybody. So everybody gets 17.
Nicely done, brother.
All right.
I would like to use one of my spells for some extra healing because that didn't even bring me up to half. So I'll do cure wounds and do another D8's worth on mess. On
Sure
my
thing. Go for it.
Or what, should we just take a short rest?
I mean, you are still in enemy territory, so that is at your own risk.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't want to do that.
Okay.
Thinking,
How is the crow guy or the raven guy? Is he okay?
Yeah, he didn't get hurt at all. He's totally fine.
Davian Raven.
He was swooping down, dodging blows. He's a very
because if he had, then I would have just.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't. I should have asked, but yeah, I could have because I could have included him as well.
he says, "Thanks for I forgot what his voice sounds like. Thanks for watching out for me." That's not it, but I'll come up with it.
That's so Raven.
Oh man, if this was the Wednesday show, we would turn it off right now. That
I can't beat that.
That would be
Hold on.
and out. So I'm gonna walk up to this wooden statue and kind of like investigate it a little bit.
Sure thing.
Can I do investigation or perception? I guess.
Yeah, you don't even really need to do that yet. Let me describe it to you, and then we can
Okay.
go. It is quite tall, and upon closer inspection, it bears an eerie resemblance to Strahd.
Oh yay!
You can also see that it has roots sprouting from the ground that surround the base of it, that kind of like weave into the tree, what is clearly otherwise man-made. But they definitely appear to add some support and durability to the base.
Okay.
Can I climb it?
Certainly, you may try to climb it. It looks very climbable.
That would be acrobatics check, right?
Yep. Or athletics, whichever one you want to do. You want to climb it fancy or not?
Acrobatics 21.
Okay.
I want to go up to the top and see what I can see from there.
Okay.
Are we allowed to later on just say that you mounted Strahd?
I'm saying that.
I think you can say that right now.
Tell him to do face stuff with it.
Yeah, you get up to the top and you can get quite a good look around the area, and you can see over the ring of trees that is right to the south of you, where the larger trees in the middle of. And from this vantage point, you can see a couple of vine blights lurking in that area.
Okay. Do I have to shout really loud, or is it not that tall where I can speak rather normal to the guy?
Yeah, you can speak rather normal.
Well, I'd like to inform them of that, and then I assume you guys want me to look around the other direction, see which way we should proceed first?
I'm just waiting for you to get hit by lightning up there. You climb this giant statue during a lightning storm, so I'm just waiting to hear the roll to see if before you climb down.
Yeah, when you look to the west into the curtain of fog, you see what appears to be a white fortress on a hill above a great city. The city appears quite distant, maybe miles away. But the fog obscures all detail. You can hear what sounds like the echo of a church bell.
Okay.
And then I look the other two cardinal directions. Do I see anything special?
To the north is where you came from. You don't see anything especially unusual there. And to the east is just forest as far as you can see.
Okay. Due to how much health I have, I will slowly climb down after putting a few strands of rope to make it look like he now has a mustache.
Very good.
Should we carve in the boys were here?
Okay,
Right.
so is there anything else? I'm trying to remember what we. So big statue in the middle. You said we didn't really need to do an investigation check on, and then.
Well, I said let me explain it first.
Okay, well then I'm going to still do an investigation check on the statue, or investigation or perception, which.
Do perception, I guess.
Okay, I'll do perception. I'm gonna perceive that it's a statue.
What'd you roll?
A 2 with my bonus on that is 4, so 6.
Okay.
Well, I might as well, since I'm climbing down, perceive it myself. I did 8.
Okay. I mean, even with those low rolls, you can tell that it's some sort of effigy. It is clearly some sort of ritualistic totem.
Okay.
Because there seem, the way that it's constructed and the way the placement of it and everything just seems very intentional.
Should we tear it down or chop it down just to be blasphemous in this area? Because screw them.
We're too
I
low.
hate these guys. Like, let's burn it
We're
down.
too low level for that. But which way should we proceed, gentlemen? You heard what I saw. I told you.
I would say okay, and then there's the stones around the circle. Like,
Yep.
I forget how far across is this? It's huge, right? Like, how big is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, it's about 250 feet across, so in any direction. So because it's a pretty exact circle.
Okay, so looking at the stones, like just using my passive perception, which is 14. As I look at the stones, do I notice if there's any of the stones around the circle that appear to be different in any way, shape, or form from the others?
Not upon like a distant inspection. They do kind of range in height, so the wall kind of is between 5 and 10 feet in different places, but it seems kind of random and haphazard.
Okay, so there doesn't seem to be, from a distance at least, there doesn't seem to be any pattern to the size of the stones.
No,
Okay.
but the lightning is tending to hit the higher stones.
Oh, so it really, you didn't roll to see if it hit him while it was on the statue? Missed opportunity.
I'm not a stone.
So it's just hitting the stones and not other high objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's drawn to the stone then.
Should we move the
so-
stones so that it hits the statue? Are we able to move this? Should I use my hand or whatever, my mage hand to move things, the stones?
That's not. I don't think your mage hand can probably move these stones. They're probably
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah, they're
If they're-
fairly large.
They're more than 5 pounds, can't do it.
Yeah, they're larger stones. I mean, they might be movable, but not by a mage hand.
Do we want to investigate the stones, or do we want to first go deal with what we saw in the trees?
How far away are we from the stones, and how far away and what direction from the stones is the enemies I saw?
The enemies are south, so the path that you followed up into the circle, directly across the circle is another path out that leads south, and they are about the circle of trees is about 150 feet from there, and the tree is about 200 or 250. The big tree, so they're somewhere between 250 to 200 feet away.
And how close are the stones to us?
If you're directly in the middle of the circle, they're about 100 to 150 feet away.
In all directions.
Yeah, in all directions. So you're surrounded by these stones. So you are right now from where you stand. You're probably close to 400 feet away from the big tree.
Okay. Well, what do we think, group? We want to investigate the stones. Does anyone else want to do a perception check on the statue since Mick and I rolled?
If I don't climbed on it, I'm pretty sure we're okay.
Well, I know.
I've already mounted.
Information there. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can if you want me to.
Yeah, why don't you do another one before we leave the statue? See if somebody can roll something better.
17 plus what?
Your perception bonus, which would be, what is that, wisdom?
Okay, plus 1,
Yeah.
18.
Okay, so with the 18, you get the sense that the roots that are coming out of the ground that are winding around the base of this statue are headed in the direction of the large tree.
So it's connected to the
Coming from the tree or going to the tree?
You can't tell that, but they are
Well,
the direction they're coming out of the ground would lead you to believe that they are either leading to or coming from that direction.
Okay.
Well,
If we cut one of the roots, will it bleed?
You can try.
Should we find it? Should we if it hurts it?
I would assume that it's coming from the tree because a tree we know has roots, but the statue's just like a wicker statue with mud inside.
Yeah.
So I would surmise it probably comes from the tree.
I bet it's a big giant creature.
Yeah.
Mud blood.
Just cut it, I'll cut
No
it.
better.
I don't know that we want you to do that, Crow. I know Crow likes his axe, and he would be happy to hit the tree roots. But I guess we could all move 70 feet from Crow and have him do it in case it like backfires on him, so he doesn't start trying to kill us.
I mean, I guess we should investigate the rocks. What do you think?
Now that we know about that tree and the roots, I'd say let's go to the tree.
Okay.
See what's up there?
What do you think, Jordan?
I guess. I mean, I don't know that there's really any other options. Let's just go for it.
All right. So I guess we're gonna head toward the tree. But when we get to the edge of the circle, I'm gonna investigate the rocks nearest like our path, like before we leave the circle.
And will we encounter the enemies I saw before we get to the tree?
So there's a ring of trees around the large tree, and the enemies you saw were inside the ring of trees. So you could get to the edge of that ring and look in.
Okay.
And still be, fairly 50 feet away at least.
So we must steel ourselves for another battle.
That was my role to investigate what's my investigation bonus? The rocks, like right by
As you walk through the
and investigation is +1, so 17.
Describe to me how you would like to investigate them.
I'm gonna walk up to it and look and see if I see markings, carvings on all sides. Kind of walk around the one closest to the path.
Okay. So you're just looking at them?
Yes.
Okay. They just appear to be rocks.
But I didn't touch them.
You want to poke it with the stick?
Let's go to the tree. We can touch the rocks later.
The rocks later.
Because we know there's enemies at the tree.
Would Mage Hand be able to pick one up or no? They said they're too big.
They're too big.
He wants to use that mage hand so bad.
I have like no reason to use it.
Don't you remember all we ever used it for was ringing a bell?
Oh, but no, we did the inspired point thing I got for when.
The little rock.
Yeah, we
Well,
double teamed Indiana Jones movement thing.
Why don't you use your mage hand to touch the rock and see if that activates a lightning strike or something?
Yeah,
Why
we
don't
can
we
do that.
back away from the rock before we do that?
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, we can try that. If I get it.
You don't need to roll for Mage Hand. You can use it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna touch it at least.
Okay.
Caress it.
Nothing happens when you touch it with the Mage Hand.
Okay.
With the mage hands.
What if I did like a prestidigitation because it creates almost like a Green Lantern kind of physical form, like it has actual. It's not
like
magic.
of a hand.
Yeah, right.
Prestidigitation is kind of like, as far as I understand it, visual or auditory hallucinations. So
Okay.
it doesn't actually create anything. It just fools people into thinking there's something there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess let's go investigate the trees, unless somebody really wants to touch a rock.
No thanks.
Okay. So as you walk down the hill towards the ring of trees, at the south end of the hilltop is a sickly copse. I don't know what that word means. Grove of dead trees.
Is that copse of trees?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it says right there. Sorry, I spoke too soon. A grove of dead trees and shrubs with a huge misshapen tree at its core. Blood oozes like sap from its twisted trunk. Skulking around the tree are 6 gangly humanoid creatures covered with needles. Embedded in the tree is a shiny battle axe, beneath which lies a humanoid skeleton.
Does Crow see the axe and drool a little bit?
No, he's happy with his new one.
He has a twinkle in the eyes, like, oh.
Yeah, well, I'm in.
Bro's probably like, that's not good in my match.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Wayne's World. He's like, oh yes, it will be mine.
All right. So we see how many creatures do we see? 6.
6.
And they're the vine blights, or can we tell what they are?
They are some sort of blight for sure, but you can't really tell. I mean, they are a medium humanoid size.
Okay.
Well, I volunteer, fellows, to be the potential sacrificial lamb since I'm at very low health. I can cast protection from evil and good. That should help me out when they go to attack. And Alec, I will have the surprise attack the first time I attack, right?
You can try.
Wait, how far are we from them at this point? Like, how far did we get before we saw what we saw?
You're about 50 feet from them, but you
So
are
we're
under
right at the edge of the trees. Then.
yeah.
So would I be able to stealth up closer, like within my speed, like 30 feet?
You could try and roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Before
And
you do
then
that, I
if
just want
I-
to lay of the land here. Wait, before
Yeah.
you do this, Mick.
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
If I were to succeed on the stealth throw and get within 30 feet of them, I would then have an advantage on my first attack.
With what?
Well, I would just be using a sword. I don't have anything else.
Oh, so you then want to use your remaining movement to run 30 feet and use the sword?
If I succeed on the stealth check, yes. Will I have advantage on that first attack?
No, you would need to sneak up within striking distance.
Okay.
So, all right. So we're at the edge of this tree. Is this kind of a circle? How big around is
It
this?
is a circle. It's roughly the same size as the. So the inside of the trees is about 150 feet. The outside of the trees is about 200 to 250 feet.
Okay.
So there's about 75 feet of trees, and then the open circle, which is 150 feet circle.
Okay. And the big tree is at the center of it. And where are the blights within this circle?
They're just kind of like meandering around.
Okay. So they're not grouped up.
They're not grouped up. No.
They're not near the big tree. They're just randomly in the 100.
I mean, they're definitely near the big tree, but they are not like sticking to it. They're not. They kind of just seem to be, kind of like guarding it in a way. They're kind of just like pacing around it.
And now the skeleton we saw, where was it at again?
It's right at the base of the tree.
Okay.
You see the axe in the tree. It appears as if maybe the skeleton hit the tree with the axe and was then subsequently killed.
Okay. Don't hit the tree with an axe, Crow. Does this fit any of our prophecies? I'm trying to remember again. I always forget these dumb things. Jordan's good about remembering them.
One of them does mention a skeleton, but it doesn't seem to fit very well. It says, I see a skeleton of a warrior lying on a bed of stone. 2 gargoyles is mentioned as well, which sounds to me more like a tomb.
Yeah, than this. What's this one laying on? Is it laying on stone or on the ground?
It's on the ground.
Okay.
This was a swashbuckler card. It has to do with the knowledge of an ancient that will help us. So I don't think that one really fits. The
Something
other
tells me this tree, like we might deal with the blights, but we're gonna have to deal with something more from this tree, like before we just go marching in here.
Alec, since this is a forest, so yes.
I mean, sure, you're in a forest-like environment at the moment.
Well, I gain advantage on wisdom and intelligence checks. Would I be able to roll one of those to find out the best path of least resistance without running into anyone? Like if we could manage to stealth along without having to attack anyone?
Sure, you can roll a, I guess, or does perception, is that one of those, right?
Yeah, I was gonna just roll perception.
Yeah, perception is one of those.
Sure. So you can roll perception to see if you can pick up any sort of pattern in their circling or anything like that.
Okay. Nat 20.
Great. Yeah, they are definitely walking in a pattern. And there is a small gap at one point that you could get up to the tree, you feel like, if you're quick about it. But you're not sure if you'll be able to get to the tree and get much done before you'd have to get back.
I would rather have to fight my way from the tree than fight just to get to the tree. Would you guys agree?
No, not necessarily. Mike said you would crow to the tree, and I'll stay in the edge of the tree to blast away. Can I I just want to roll a perception check of what I sense, or do we have? John, do you have your detect magic? Jordan,
Yes, I do.
are you close enough? How close do you have to be to
Rain.
I don't know. I gotta check here.
I'm just wondering if you have enough range to like cast it to the tree or not, and just kind of sense.
It's 30 feet.
Okay, so you'd have to follow Mick's little gap and do it, and then run
back before I got.
Yeah.
Would he be able to? Do you have to have stealth, or is that path I discovered any of us can get to?
You've discovered the path, so you could point it out to him, and he could certainly try to do it. It would take. I mean, you are still a little ways from the tree, so you would have to. It would take you basically 2 turns of dashing to get back to the tree line.
What if he just went far enough to cast the spell and then came back?
It's not the kind of spell that like you just like cast and run away. You have to like.
I guess not. It would take 1 turn of dashing to get back. It's only about. It's only about.
Sorry, good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what if you use Misty Step?
Well, Mick can use that, but Jordan, you don't have Misty Step, do you?
I do not.
No, I can't use that. I already have used up both of my 2nd level spells.
All right. Well, what are we thinking? Do we just want to like attack these things from here? Do we want to try to get closer? What do we want to do?
Is there any way one of you magic users can infuse a trinket or some sort with like the detect magic spell that I could use?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, why don't I stealth up to the tree along that path, and dash and all that, and then stab it with my sword to see what happens. I mean,
I don't think
no help anyway. I'm probably going to die.
Even I think that's a good idea.
I just saved you and wasted a spell on you. Don't be going and killing yourself.
I mean,
I'm not going to kill myself.
How many of these things are there?
You can see 6 of them.
okay, well, I mean, like, what? Why are we even here in the first place? Like, do we have to go and fight these guys? Can't we just go like somewhere else?
We're supposed to be looking for this gem.
What does Raven guy think? What does he think?
Yeah.
So hey, Raven guy.
I mean, does he
Damien.
have a way to sense this gem if he were to like be near it?
Why don't he fly to the tree? See if he sees anything.
Yeah, you can send him to fly to the tree.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Problem solved.
Before he goes, I want to ask him about the gem that we're looking for. Like, can he detect this? Like, if he gets close to it, or are we gonna have to like?
He says, "I do not have the detect magic spell."
Okay.
You don't know where this gem is right now.
He says, "I pointed you in the right direction. I can't do all the work." But he does say it has great power, so it very well might be used as like I know these don't exist in this world, but like a battery of some sort.
So
You find
if
that
it
you
was
can't miss it.
Yeah.
tree is not like natural, like could it be potentially be corrupted and be what's powering this tree that's acting this way? Although it seems like this tree is older potentially than
Yeah, the tree is huge. It's definitely been there a long time. It's
Okay.
not.
So, do one of you magic users have the ability to cast some sort of stealth?
no. That was a druid thing. We don't
Well,
have
Gesh has Misty Step, right? But you don't have Detect Magic, right?
Correct.
It
That's
seems
like
to me we're either announcing our presence, fighting these guys, or one of us is going to have to sneak to the tree and either detect magic and just stand there and see what happens, or stab it and see what happens.
So if
One
we
of those
send-
3 options.
I'm thinking we deal with the guys and then we try to detect magic.
If we send Davian, I think he's probably going to get swatted by the tree and like crushed.
You don't want him to like die. That would
Yeah.
Well, back to my original question then. If would I be able to stealth up to one of the guys and have advantage on my first attack?
Yeah, you rolled a nat 20, right?
Not for
Oh, that was for the perception.
yeah.
Yeah. So you could roll to try to stealth up to one of the guys and have advantage for sure.
Okay. Well, is that the route we're going? Everyone agrees.
Are we going to do this or not? That's what I'm asking.
We are in. We're doing this.
Okay. I will roll for the stealth.
Keep Crow at the front.
I am not stealthy.
You're never stealthy. You have never rolled well on a stealth.
So hold on a second.
Yeah,
Maybe this was not clear. So I will let you backtrack this time. But for something like that, if you say, I want to try to stealth up to them, if you fail the save, you have tried to stealth and you didn't do it. You don't get to say, oh, I won't be able to stealth.
Well, no, I meant I'm not in stealth.
Oh, okay. So you still approach the thing.
Well, yeah, I have to.
Okay.
I attempted it.
So you halfway to it, you step on a
I
twig.
do go along that path I discovered, though.
Okay, that's fine. So as you're walking up to it, you step on a twig that you couldn't see under some leaves that your foot falls a little heavy on and it snaps. And
then he lets out a long, nervous fart. They're like,
And, I assume roll initiative then.
the two closest blights turn and stare at you, but they do not act.
oh, nice. That's nice of them.
Oh, well, that's
I slowly sidestep a little closer to the tree. What are they doing?
They continue to watch you, and 2 more of them come around the circle of tree and keep an eye on you too.
2 of the ones that we'd already seen. It's not like more. These aren't
Right.
reinforced.
So the 2 closest ones, but then the 2 closest ones are kind of just steady watching you, and then 2 more come around from where their path was. So they kind of break their pattern and they come around to also join the two guys to stare at you.
Is my back to anything? Any of them?
No, not yet.
Is there such thing as like good guys? Like, are they good at all, or does that not exist in this
I'm
world?
about to find out. So I grab my sword, but I don't take it out of the sheath just yet.
Sure, you just put your hand on it.
Yeah, and I announce, "Are you friends of Strahd?"
Big question.
They
Don't respond as their twigs.
yeah, they kind of like tilt their heads at you in kind of a questioning way.
Do you protect the tree?
They nod.
Oh. Okay. Crap. Okay.
Have you seen a gem?
Right? How far are we from Mick at this point?
You're about 20 or 30 feet.
Ask them if they've seen a gem anywhere.
Oh yeah. Is there a gem of power inside the tree?
They don't respond to that.
Do you know what a gem is?
They cock their heads again.
Keep talking, Mick.
How many of them can I see now?
So by this point, all 6 of them have come around to your side of the tree and are staring at you.
Okay, I'm backing up a little bit as I ask them other questions. Just, do you know the happy dance? I just want to know what they do.
Just for the record, your face, like laughing really hard, hiding behind a tree at the tree line.
As you start to back up, they kind of form a wall between you and the tree.
So their focus is on me completely.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Should we be trying to
Do what?
I'm talking to the guys beside. They appear to be focused on Mick. Should we try to circle around the edge?
And I nod. I sort of nod to you guys like
You can't hear this. This is not. I'm not asking.
I was going to
You
suggest
probably have
that
the same
anyway.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nodding to you guys like this, and I'm asking them questions still. It's like, what is 12 times 12?
Do you know the Macarena? The twig's like,
So I'm asking the group: are we going to try to circle to the side and flank these things, or like potentially? It would take us a while to circle all the way around. I don't know if he can. What are we wanting to do? Jordan, quit eating.
I mean,
Air velocity of an unladen swallow.
nice. Good pull.
Or do we just like we're at the tree line? Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start like trying to edge at least.
What else is there besides the twig creatures? You said there's other like big dudes with like spikes coming out of them or something.
No, that is what Mick saw. He saw
okay.
big kind of twiggy viney guys.
So since they're distracted, can we like go not like all the way directly behind them, like a whole like across, but like maybe like a 90 degree, like halfway there, so we're like out of their sight, their line sight. Could we like sneak in sideways and go towards a tree?
You can definitely give it a shot. I'll give you advantage on stealth rolls behind them.
Sweet.
All right, so we're gonna try to circle. Do we want to stay together or do we want to split and go both directions?
Probably stay together, right?
Okay, so we're gonna circle left.
As they try to do that, I'm continually asking them questions. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Or what are they? Are they still just staring at him like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah, kind of just like,
The answer is attempted suicide.
damn.
So we've moved how far at this point without like being.
You can move within the ring of trees without stealth.
Okay, so we've moved at least till we're like beyond. Like if they're like facing this way, we're circling all the way to like we're at least like slightly coming at them from an angle behind them. Like
Yeah, so you only have to roll a stealth once you exit the trees into the clearing. So you can get all the way to the other side of the tree if you want.
let's let's get all the way around then. Yeah.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
All right. So
They're
we've
like-
circled to the back of the tree, and we're going to start making our way toward the tree from behind them.
Okay.
From the opposite
Yeah,
side of the tree
sorry.
from where they were standing. Do we see anything before we do that? Like, is it clear that, or is it still just those 6?
Yep. That's all you can see.
Okay.
The answer is 500 pounds.
So we've left the trees that are edging up to the big tree.
Okay. Roll the stealth for me with
Yeah.
advantage.
With
I
advantage.
did. I got a 6.
16. Roll the 6.
With advantage.
It doesn't really matter what the rest of us roll.
Yeah,
It's-
I rolled a 16
Stomp in his way.
Yeah.
So do I need to continue with my questions, or
Yeah, I mean, you can keep trying to distract them.
well, I mean, is it working?
I mean, the two on the outer edges kind of like turn their heads because they hurt.
No.
They don't move yet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then I try to get their attention back by yelling a little louder. What is black and red and blue? Do they look away now?
The two of them are still focused on the sound they heard, but the rest they have not moved.
All right.
Okay. Now at this point, then
We need to roll.
The rest of you are at the tree on the back side of the tree.
Okay.
Well, in order to get the attention back on me, I now draw my sword
Oh, Jesus.
and yell at them again.
So-
Hello.
Well, if we've made it to the back of the tree, can Jordan detect magic at this point?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm doing it. What we got?
Rod, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Nice.
I want Mick to start dancing the Macarena. Just
Stick starts following. He starts to praise among the
they
kingdom.
do it with you.
Just can't stop.
So, well, what you detected magic? What'd you find?
It is definitely a magical tree. There's
No.
strong magic within it. Can you make an intelligence roll for me, please?
That's probably not going to be anything impressive. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Where's that? I rolled a 1.
Okay. You say, boy, this rock is tall and branchy.
I'm just gonna I want to hear what his patron says when he says that before I say anything. Is Jimbe saying
This
anything?
is a face palm, probably.
Says, oh, Jordan, sometimes you tickle me pink.
So, is there any point in
Jordan,
me?
did you get hit on the head? Why are we stuck up here?
There any point in me continually trying to distract them, or is it working? Like,
Well, I mean, we know there's something magical in there, even though we can't detect exactly what it is. Is there anything we can do to try to cut it open or find out, like if there's a hole? Or
No, you
I can use
you
an
do not-
axe on it.
You do not sense something magical within the tree. The tree is magical.
The tree is magical. Okay.
should we? Okay, we don't have to use like investigation at all to determine anything else.
Should I use investigation or perception check on the tree?
If anyone would like to roll nature on the tree, you may see if you know anything about it.
All right, I'm going to roll
Okay.
nature on the tree.
I'll get all natural on this tree.
Wood on wood.
15. Is what I rolled on nature check on the tree.
Okay. You recognize this since you got up close, you recognize this as a Gulthias tree, which is a living tree which can regenerate itself. And you know that the only way to fully destroy one is to totally uproot it. Otherwise, you can burn it to a twig, you can hack it to bits, and it will, over time, reheal itself.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's
Nick,
valuable
Does-
info.
Are these trees like evil, or are they just living trees?
Technically, all trees are living.
Well, I mean, like,
yes.
I guess is it just a special tree, or is it like, yeah? Is there any kind of properties?
It's slowly twirling its mustache.
Is it evil?
It is not evil in its nature.
Okay.
It is a tree,
Okay.
You should probably leave these guys alone, huh?
but it does have power to the tree that can be used for good or evil.
The power of the tree.
What do we want to do, guys? Do we?
I want to bounce. I want to get out of here. There's no way. I don't think we can uproot the tree to kill it if we wanted to. You know,
I
we
think
want
we
to fight
probably
it for no
should
reason.
detect
I want to
the
ask.
magic
I
on
want to ask the
statue.
Raven. I want to ask Davian what he thinks of this tree.
Sorry, 1 second. What did you say, Crow?
I said I think we should have detected magic on the statue.
Probably.
It's a little late now, but I mean, we could.
Well,
go
we can
back.
still go back to the statue, but yeah, we can retreat from this tree.
Retreat! Retreat!
Avian, what do you think of the tree? I'm with Jordan before we go.
Yeah.
Run away!
He says, if this tree is here, it is definitely important to these druids. They are using it for some ill will.
Okay, but we haven't ran into any druids. Since
That makes me think we should get rid of it.
yeah, but I don't know.
If the druids are drawing energy and power from it, and it's like that staff from the last battle. If we just leave it here, are we empowering
Right.
them?
But
I mean, how do we?
saw its roots going up to the statue thingy.
Yeah.
Let's
If
back
that's
away.
the power.
All right. Let's go to check out the statue then. Yeah.
We're gonna back away. We're gonna stealth away from the tree.
Back it up. Just back.
Back it up. Back it up.
Okay. So as I am now,
Check as we're retreating from the tree.
as I am now actually dancing the Macarena, do I notice them leave?
Once you retreat back into the tree line, you notice them regain, return to their
Pattern.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the statue. We're gonna circle around and go back to the statue.
Did I see them go back? Because I'm a ways away.
Yeah, you're not that far away that
Yep.
you'd still
Okay, so I just back up slowly, sheath my sword, and everything's cool.
Yep.
Okay, great. We're together then.
All right, let's head back up to the stones and the statue.
I'll do
Okay.
a percent. I'll do a detect magic on the statue.
Okay. When you get close to the statue, you can detect magic on it, and you get a strong glow from its chest.
Wouldn't be the first time. All right.
How far up in the air is that?
It's too far to reach from the ground, but you could try to climb back up to it.
Or chop
Nick,
it
get back
down.
up there. See what's going on with it. Stick your head.
I explained to Crow what I'm sensing, that there's some power emanating from the chest of the statue.
You mean chop it down?
Kalima. Kalima.
I'm saying I don't have the ability, the strength, and acrobatics to maybe get up there, but maybe you do. I don't know.
Well, why wouldn't we have Mick do it again? Because he climbed it.
Or if Mick wants to climb up and endanger himself again to hit a statue.
I will attempt a climb.
I'll give you advantage since you already know how to climb it.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Great. You scale it without your hands. You just kind of walk up it like stairs.
You
All right,
get as a rope.
When I get to the chest, no, when I get to the chest, do I notice the glow from the
No.
detect
So
magic?
it only Jordan can see the glow of the detect magic.
Wait, so does he direct me to where it is? Like, how well can I see into the chest?
You can't see it all. It is a fully complete structure, but he can. It's not large enough that you can't generally know from his description where.
So I would like to take out my dagger then and just cut away.
All right. If you'd like to try to get into the chest, I need you to roll a d20.
Do I need to add anything?
Nope.
15.
Okay. With that, you dig into the chest, you break some twigs and remove some mud, and you unearth a small gem in the middle of the chest.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nice work, boys.
Okay. I grab it out and put it in my pouch. Does anything happen?
Yes, the statue starts to crumble. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Crow, catch him.
Okay, dexterity.
I can see Crow go.
He won't let go of his axe.
Do I have advantage on that?
You do not.
13.
Okay.
I'll catch him while holding my axe.
Yeah, the axe in one hand and Nick in the other.
The axe will cushion you.
So with that, you do fall, but you do brace yourself, so you only take 3 points of falling damage.
Well, I'm a nice round 20 hit points then. Yay.
But you do manage to hold on to the gem, and you raise it triumphantly from your back on the ground.
God, it's like Legend of Zelda.
Well, how big is the gem? I had put it in my pouch. Good Lord. It's on my back?
No, you're laying on your back on the ground, and you hold it up.
Okay.
No, it's about the size and shape of a pine cone.
Well, I give it to Jimbei since he's sort of the leader.
Went to the Crow guy.
Davian, yeah.
Yeah, give it to Davian.
Well, I give it to you, then you decide.
I'm going to say, Davian, is this what you're looking for? And as I hand it to him.
It says, "Oh yes, this is quite wonderful. I knew I should have never doubted you boys. I mean, I never doubted you boys."
We got
Mick with us. I can understand why.
Here they're talking. I look back. Do I see anything from the tree? Is anything happening, or is it just the thing?
Yeah, statue crumbled.
Statue crumbled, but the roots are still there at the base, but they seem unharmed.
Okay.
So the statue fell apart. So basically, it's just like the feet of the statue and some roots. Is that what?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there still lightning going on by the rocks?
Yes. Thank you for the sound effect.
Charlie.
Charlie with the Foley work. Thank you.
If she'd have timed that a little better when Mick was falling from the statue, that would have been perfect. She was just a couple minutes late with that. All right. Do we want to investigate these roots? We know the tree is clearly helping the druids, or do we just want to take this gem and get the heck out of town?
Yeah. You said that the tree was bleeding, right?
Yeah, that what looked like blood was coming out, like it was sap from the tree.
Would I be able to use a water skin or my pouch or whatever and collect some of that from one of the roots?
Why would you want to do that to your water skin?
Well, it might be helpful. It might have healing powers or something.
Or it might ruin your water skin and then you have no water.
Well, I have pouch and other stuff too. I have a backpack.
Gonna fill up your backpack with blood.
It's blood. I was gonna say what?
I actually have 3 water skins, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you have his water skin? You gave it back.
No, he gave him one that he was pretending was poisoned.
Yeah.
I'll give Mick a spare.
Great.
If you want to try to reapproach the tree and gather some blood sap.
The roots by the thing weren't bleeding. It was the tree.
No, it's the tree itself.
Yeah, we'd have to go back to the tree. I want to investigate these roots a little bit before we do anything else.
Well, I thought about cutting the root and collecting it there. I didn't want to go back to the tree.
You can try to do that too.
Okay, well, I'd like to try and do that because I know it'll grow back.
Move 60 feet away from him.
I would like to move away from Mick as well before he cuts the root.
Too late. I already cut the root. What happened?
The root starts to bleed.
I collect a little.
Okay.
That's
It oozes out very slowly, like it is kind of sappy,
Molasses.
molassesy, and it slowly starts to fill the water skin. And as you are collecting it,
Where are you gonna do pre-blood stab? And now we're back in battle. Mick just likes to start fights constantly.
Is the guy who straight up murdered some guy just to keep him quiet.
I don't just walk up and be like, wonder if something bad will happen. Whack.
Oh, a giant powered tree. Let's cut it.
Let's see what happens.
After we already got what we needed.
Giant magical tree. Let's see what happens.
I'm basically cutting its toenail. Okay. This is far away.
Fine. That's
Quick.
all I know.
You're
We're
cutting
so
it
doomed.
quick.
We're
We're
so
pleased.
dead.
you feel 3 large needles shoot into your back, and you take 26 points of damage.
Oh, crap.
We're cutting it? Or all of us?
You do, Mick.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm dead.
And the rest of you see the 6 blights charging into the stone circle towards Mick.
And we all just turn and walk the other way.
Well, you're all 60 feet away, right?
Here's our chance. We can just leave him.
We just run away.
Well, so you're all 60 feet away, correct?
Yeah. Well, we were back. Yeah, we backed up.
So they run up to him and see that he has fallen. They all look at you for a few moments. And what do you guys do?
We warned
keep
him.
backing up. Keep backing up.
I don't know. Do we want to fight these things?
I don't know, because they're probably going to control the trees, and the trees are going to come out of the ground. I feel like the rocks is like their steering wheel or something for it. You know, I don't want to mess with them. Hell no.
We warned him not to do it. Sorry. We won't do it anymore.
Do we want to try to deal with this tree and these blights, or do we just want to see if they leave? And
Rather not.
So I'm going to ask Crow. Do you act?
No.
Gesh, do you act?
No.
Jimbei, do you act?
not yet.
Jordan, do you act?
No.
Okay. After staring at you for what feels like a very long time, but in reality is possibly only 10 or 20 seconds, they turn and walk back into their circle of trees, and you watch the gash that Mick made in the root start to heal itself.
I wanted one of them just to like kick Mick's boot as he walks by.
All right. Well,
on him.
all right. Do we need to take a vote on whether or not we spare the dying on Mick this time?
I'll do it. I'll spare the dying.
Nice.
Okay. So you're back to 1 hit point, and guess what?
Now I push him into the rocks.
Time to roll again.
I get to roll on the table again. Let's see if you get another scar.
It's like 2.5 an hour.
Okay. So when you fell, one of the large needles that was in your back, you fell on it very awkwardly and it broke your rib. So what that means is
He's now like Marilyn Manson. He can S his own D. Hey guys, watch this.
That's a bonus.
I was gonna say that's
Shoot me! Shoot me!
something bad.
You roll perfect 20. What happened there?
So what that means is whenever you attempt an action in combat, you must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you lose your action and can't use reaction until the start of your next turn. The injury can be healed if you receive magical healing or if you spend 10 days doing nothing but resting.
So, like, what kind of magical healing are we talking about?
It just says magical healing, so you could I would let you use a spell to fix that, but it wouldn't restore hit points as well.
Okay.
And you have cure wounds on yourself too, right?
Yeah.
That you could use?
But you know what? I'm just gonna say screw it, and I'm gonna get all Pooh Bear, take a scoop of the sap that I just collected, and eat it and see what happens.
Oh wow! He does not learn. He triples down.
Oh my god!
Fucking amazing.
What is happening?
I back away from him.
At this point, I'm seriously like, do we like?
So
What happens
okay. Here's what happens, because there's nothing in the book about this. So this is what happens. You pick up a handful of this bloody sap and you coat your mouth with it, and you try to slurp it down your throat. And as you do, you feel it like just coat the inside of your mouth and your throat, and you feel it go all the way down your esophagus to your stomach, and it coats the entire way down, and you begin to not be able to breathe.
Okay.
So we were gonna watch him die again. He only had 1 hit point.
Would anyone like to do anything as he very visibly starts to choke?
I guess, do we try to Heimlich out of him, or should we try to gag him? Should we gag him? Mick, put your finger down your throat and throw up.
Throw up, Nick.
Gag yourself.
Are you gonna do anything, Mick, or are you just
You
gonna
gonna gag yourself, or are you just gonna let yourself die?
Will that work?
I mean, you can try it. I'll let you know.
All right, I go for it.
Hold on. Wait, before you try it, let me say this.
Okay.
You don't have a ton of time, so I will let you decide what you want to do, but you will only get 1 chance.
I want to see if it heals me after I.
You're just gonna take it. Like
Yeah.
we're all standing horrified.
I think
Maybe it's just a reaction that gets better.
choking is a good benefit. Like, yep, this is drinking tree sap may have certain side effects causing choking and
I do take a drink of my other water skin and see if I can wash it on down a little bit.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
So you try to drink from your water skin, and it just kind of gurgles in your mouth and won't go down your throat.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Time to think, or is something else happened?
No, you begin to turn blue.
Okay.
Which do we have to roll for a knowledge of who knows
Cure
behind
wounds
it?
on myself. Can I cast that on myself?
Isn't that verbal?
I'd say eat good berries, but I don't think you can get those down.
I think cure wounds.
I don't have any good berries.
Yeah.
Just twigs come out dressed as Oompa Loompas and they like start singing.
So can I do that, or is that a no-go?
What, cast the spell on yourself? You can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't speak.
Okay. Well, that's up to you guys then. I'm just a little boy blue over here.
You didn't try to throw up? You're not gonna try to like gag yourself?
I'm blue. I can't really do much of anything. I don't think.
Dabu dee, dabu die.
All right, well, I'm gonna put my finger down his throat and try to gag him so he throws up, or then Heimlich maneuver or something.
This is hilarious.
He doesn't want to do it himself. I'm trying to save him. So
So you go up and try to put your fingers in his throat, and it is thick like wet concrete.
oh wow.
Oh God.
And even if you do the Heimlich, nothing is coming out.
No, and you can when you try to do the Heimlich, you can actually like feel his stomach hardening.
Do we
All
have
right,
to?
I'm gonna cast cure wounds on this fool. If that'll do anything, I don't know if it'll do anything or not.
I don't think I have any spell that would be of any use right now.
It's the only thing I got.
should we poke a hole through his throat so they can breathe? Would that work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does cure wounds work? Like, I guess.
I guess if he dies, we can spare the dying and just keep bringing him back. Keep bringing him back.
I'm wasting a spell slot on you, sir. So cure wounds, 1d8 plus 4. 11.
So I assume if that works, I
don't
don't
know if
get
it's
any.
gonna work or not.
It just heals me. If it
Damn, just permanently killed your character.
Yeah. The cure wounds does not stop him from choking, and he falls over and he appears to be dead.
I'll go put a good berry in his mouth.
Death save.
I asked Davian, what can we do?
Davian says, "Just wait a moment."
I thought he was gonna be like, fuck what I know. Nobody's ever tried to drink that shit before.
I'm gonna loot his pockets so he wakes up with nothing.
Are we just gonna, do we just leave him at this point? I tried to heal him.
He said to wait a minute, so maybe someone's gonna kick in and he's gonna be more powerful than ever or something. Who
Dead
knows?
and do spare the dying. Try that again in a second.
I'm just picturing people.
He is not unconscious. He is dead.
He's dead. Okay, then I'll try spare the dying.
Doesn't spare the dying. Read that spell to me.
I'm gonna try to make some popcorn.
Spare the dying. You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, and the creature becomes stable.
He is fully deceased.
Okay.
But as you sit there mourning, or in Crow's case,
celebrating,
laughing about his death.
Not laughing. Maybe it's like
I would be. I am. At this point, I'm like,
yeah. I mean, like chortling.
Like, okay.
I mean, of all the ways to
I don't know
go,
that I
tree
can
sap
go
is
very
not
far.
my preferred way.
If it's like the idiot just killed himself, let's go.
You see an apparition start to form above Mick's dead body.
Oh man.
Oh.
And as it comes into clearer and clearer view, it is clearly Mick as a ghost. So what this means is your race is now ghost. So we're gonna have to do some changes to your character sheet. So
Amazing.
Any racial bonuses you have will have to be subtracted, and these new ones will have to be added.
Mix of Force Ghost.
So let me tell you what this does, and I'll send you all this information afterwards as well.
Okay.
So as a ghost, your charisma score is increased by 2, and either intelligence or wisdom is increased by 1.
Okay.
Ghosts are charismatic.
Does he still have his magical bow?
So charisma can also be like scary.
I was gonna say, what can he do? Yeah.
So it also says that trying to complete a pendant goal you have, most ghosts have a lawful neutral alignment. Anyway, it's not unheard of that chaotic ghosts exist. Although ghosts tend to retain the moral alignment they had in life. So
He was definitely going to be a chaotic ghost.
I was lawful neutral.
I feel like though you were lawful neutral, but you were really chaotic.
Well, he didn't break any laws. He just took crazy chances. You have no weight, and you are tall as you were in life. Your speed is 30 feet. However, you always hover 1 foot over the ground, but you can't fly. So if you end your turn more than 1 foot over the ground, you start falling. You have something called undead nature. You do not require air, food, or sleep. You have resistance to poison damage, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons, and being poisoned and diseases. But you can't use armor of any kind. Your AC is 10 plus your charisma modifier.
Okay.
Sorry, plus your constitution modifier. So 10 plus charisma plus constitution.
Wait, 10 plus charisma plus constitution all added together.
Yes.
Your 2 modifiers.
So my AC then would be 13 if I'm reading all this right.
Okay. You can cast the spell Etherealness once per long rest on yourself, but you can't carry your equipment, and your speed is reduced to 10 feet if you cast it. It lasts 5 minutes and requires you to hold concentration at least once every 30 seconds. Ending your turn in a square occupied by an object or creature causes you to be pushed to the nearest unoccupied square and take 5 d10 force damage. Your spellcasting ability to use this trait is Wisdom.
Well, he doesn't have much of that.
So you get all that, and then you lose anything. You were what, half elf?
Yeah.
So you lose any half elf bonuses.
So how do I do battle? Do I have any kind of weapon, or am I just like fists or spells, or like what?
You have all of the abilities and weapons you had. So you can still fire bows, you can still use your sword, but you can't gain any new items because is whatever you passed on with is what you have.
So I have all, if it's not racial, I have everything I had before.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm now a ghost, and they can speak to me. I can speak to them.
Yep, you can fully interact. It's just you're no longer half elf. You're now a ghost.
Okay. Well, the first thing I say as soon as I pop back is, "Whoa! Don't try that. It was spicy."
And at this point, I was like, "Son of a bitch, we can't get rid of him."
and Davian says, "No one can leave Barovia, even in death."
Interesting.
So
So
you
I
had
have
to
a
make
question
that
about.
on the top of your head.
What's that?
You had to make all that up off the top of your head.
The ghost trait, the ghost race I found a while ago, but I decided to do all that on the fly.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I have a question about him as a ghost.
Yeah.
So if he goes to 0 again, can we do anything for what happens when he goes to 0?
We'll have to find out.
Okay.
Will he have like?
Maybe don't go to 0. Can I cast a healing spell on him as a ghost?
Yeah, you can interact with him as you would.
Will he get permanent ghost scars?
You have the same amount of hit points. Oh, how many do you have currently?
Yes.
You're probably still at 1 because you just resurrected.
Okay.
Yeah, because you weren't dead yet when I cast the Cure Wounds and wasted a spell slot on your dumb butt.
Hey, now you have a ghost on your team that's resistant to a bunch of non-magical items.
Can he get permanent ghost scars?
Well, shoot, I might as well waste the last spell slot I have then. And
So- No, we might run into something. Stop it.
He wants to heal himself, right?
yeah, that's what I'm using it for, just to heal myself. Okay.
All right. Is there any reason for us to be here at this point?
So you haven't investigated the fog wall and you haven't investigated the cairns, but otherwise you've kind of seen what you can see.
So do we want to Mick, before he was a ghost, saw like there's like a city and a castle. Let's ask Davian about the city and castle that Mick saw through the fog wall. What he knows about that.
He says, "This is illusion. This is trick of Strahd. This does not exist."
So the fog wall is just evil fog, like most of this country.
He says, "Yeah, I would not walk into fog."
Sounds good to me. So the druids are drawing their power from the dumb tree. Are we not? I don't think we're going to mess with the tree at this point. So do we want to just?
Is it like on to the next gem? Because we got to find 2 more to like complete the trinity, right?
So you have a few options. Obviously, you can go back and fetch Arena.
We brought Arena with us. She's been with us the whole time.
No, you left her, I thought.
Yeah, we left her.
I thought we took her.
No, we left her.
We voted 3-2 to take her with us.
No,
I-
we left her.
I thought you had left her behind.
I'm pretty sure we left her. I was a big proponent of leaving her. I
I
remember.
know you were, but you weren't.
She
But
liked,
you
she
lost
liked
the
the way
vote.
they turned into crows.
Okay, I mean either way,
Okay. We have to go back to the winery.
so you can go there. You can drop off the gem if you want. You can. You also have the shipment of wine that you can take from there, and you can bring that to either Kresk or Valaki. Or you can go find the other gems.
Where do you think the other gems were? One he had no idea, and the other one.
The other one is at the witch's house,
Which was where? Near Kresk?
which is in between. So on your way back to Valaki, you'd have to take a road south to get there.
Oh, okay. I think we go to Kresk next. I think we go back and then go to Kresk next because we haven't been there yet. That's where the priest originally wanted us to take Arena. I think we go there before we start going back the other direction. But that's just me.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay.
So let's head back to the winery and collect Arena. I thought we took her with us.
We should probably take a rest there, right? What do you think at the winery? Get everyone back to full health? Or are we good enough?
No, we definitely need a rest.
I mean, by the time you get back there, it's definitely going to be closing in on nighttime too. So you probably don't want to
Yeah, I think we want to rest when we get
travel anyway.
Cool.
All right. So you make your way back with your new ghostly friend back up the road to the vineyard and the winery. And you get there and you see the rest of the Weir Raven folk kind of cleaning up the winery, kind of sweeping out some loose twig men and, kind of polishing things, getting things back in order from the messy druid mud people. And you see Davian walk up to one of the other Weir Ravens and hand them the gem. And he turns around and says, "This means very much to me. It means very much to my people, and it means very much to the people of Barovia. But it will only help so much. If we do not find all 3 gems, we will never be back to the point we need to help."
Well,
All right, then I guess we should get some sleep and get started on that second gem, huh?
But obviously, defeating Strahd would probably make things a lot easier if we want to do that first. That's up to you.
well, we would like to. The initial priest, because Arena is the target of Strahd, suggested that we go to Kresk, to the Abbey, to try to protect her, potentially Strahd. What do you know about the current situation in Kresk? That's what I'm going to ask him before we.
He says they are very protective of their borders. If you do not have something they want or need, they will never let you in.
Do you know do you have any ideas of something that we could use to try to get in?
Our wine, right? Don't we have a wine?
Oh, yeah, the wine. We were going to take him the wine, though. Like the wine.
You have one enough for one wine delivery that he said both Kresk and Valaki ordered.
Yeah. So if we take the wine to Kresk, could that get us in?
He says they would. I would expect they would let you in for that. Yes.
And there you go.
Well, I think
So there's a thing for Kresk, right? One of our cards is in its mist related. It's the mist card, an enemy beyond mortality. There's a Vistani. It wanders alone, looks for a mentor, moves a lot. Seek her at Markovia's Abbey in Kresk near the mists.
Okay. So we have what? We've completed potentially 2 of the cards.
One. I mean, we haven't completed the Raven one, I guess, in the sense that we haven't given him his 2 other gems.
But
well, technically, all he asked for was to go see his son before he went with you.
Yeah. So we just have to take him. We have to go through Valaki, which we have to do anyway to get back to Strahd eventually. Anyway, so
Gotcha.
He'll accompany you. He just basically said before we go face Strahd and try to, take him out. he needs to say goodbye to his son.
So I think, are we ready to?
So you're gonna call it a night?
I think we're gonna call it a night.
Okay. So he shows you to a room that you can all use, and he says, "We will start very early in the morning." Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Sleep well.
And then
Right.
I assume Marina is back with us.
Arena's back with you.
Okay.
She says, "These bird people are very nice. I like them."
Yes, they've been very helpful and very. It's good to have them on our side.
They
Even if they
transform.
are
It is. They transform back and forth. It's very funny.
So
And so as you're turning in and you're all starting to doze off into sleep, you hear Davian from down the hall scream, "Which one of you motherfuckers took my amulet?"
At us or just his other Raven guys?
Just he kind of shouts it. He's not directing towards anybody.
Like, well, your house was just controlled by a bunch of bad guys. So.
all right, I'm rolling out of here.
But
Stupid recliner.
you don't hear anything further than that, and you manage to doze off to sleep and get a
Well,
full night's sleep.
before we go to sleep, I wanted to have a quick conversation with Jordan
Absolutely.
because he like attuned to the gem, and we discovered what its powers were, which now I can't find where I wrote them down. But it had to do with turning the dead. Like,
Yep.
if you
Yeah,
had-
I should unattune to it. Yeah, you're right.
and can he
Yeah.
unattune? Does that take a night? How does that work?
If you want to unattune and reattune to the ring, you can do that too.
Well, I don't know what he's gonna do, but I was gonna, because I can attune to two objects, right? I was gonna attune.
Yeah. So if you
But
want
how
to,
long does unattuning take?
that's a great question. Let me find out.
Or can I just, because it's not technically cursed, I couldn't do the remove curse thing for that.
You don't need to, yeah.
Unattune should take the same amount of time as attuning.
Okay. So you could unattune tonight, and then the next rest you could attune to it.
So we would have it, but I wouldn't be able to attune to it until another day. And what does it do again? Just I can't find where I wrote it down.
It does. It has 10 charges in a day, or every rest. Was it a rest? I don't remember if there's a rest.
Oh yeah. Let me pull it up again.
If you use one charge, you can cast Hold Vampire and hold them. You can use 3 charges, and you can turn the undead. 5 charges, it creates sunlight.
Okay. So 10 charges, and it regains 1d6 plus 4 charges daily at dawn.
Gotcha.
So what the turn undead does is if you have the turn undead or turn the unholy feature, you can expend 3 charges when you present the holy symbol while using that feature. When you do so, undead have disadvantage on their saving throws against the effect.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because I have that feature, and then they would have disadvantage, and that still takes 3 charges. Turn the undead.
Yes.
They have disadvantage. Okay. And then what was the other thing?
It has Hold Vampire.
And then I thought there was something if you used more than it was.
Yeah.
That was
It also
more,
you can create sunlight.
and how many charges is that?
That takes 10.
All 10. And
No, sunlight was 5.
5. Yes. I'm sorry.
And it recharges every day 1d6 plus 4 charges.
Yep.
So what happens if you cast Turn Undead on Mick?
He is undead, so it would work on him.
technically, like, depending on where he's positioned, if I cast it, I could, because it's like I forget how that works, but it's like an area thing. Where's turning undead?
Turn around, bright.
As an action, you present a holy symbol and speak a prayer censoring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions.
It's a good way to get rid of Mick if we get a problem. We can just
If
batter him.
below, because I'm the level I'm at now, it's like below. What is it? Let me find that on the cleric again. I need to remember that. It is below a certain. Destroy the undead. Starting at 5th level, when an undead fails its saving throw on your turn to undead, the creature is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is below the threshold on the table. So right now, anything with a challenge rating under a half would just be destroyed instantly.
Yeah, well, he's not under a half.
No, I know. But it goes up as we go along. So, I don't know what his challenge rating is, but it goes to 1 at 8.
So you said that I get +2 to charisma as a ghost.
Yep.
But you would lose your health
I
up.
also get +2 as a half elf. So my charisma won't change at all. It'll just stay
Okay.
as it is. But a half elf lets me choose 2 other abilities with a +1.
Yeah.
I don't know which one they are. So you tell me which ones I need to subtract a 1 from. My strength is 13. My dexterity is 18. My constitution is 14. Intelligence is 11. And wisdom is 13. So which 2 would you like me to subtract 1 from?
So you get intelligence or wisdom score of +1 as a ghost as well. So I would say your constitution should probably drop, like from a flavor standpoint.
Okay.
And then I'll let you pick the other one.
Okay. So that is a 12. And then I will let my strength go down by 1.
All right.
And then you'll take your bonus for intelligence or wisdom. Is that what you said? He got the other bonus for?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it as a. Oh, wait a second. I did that wrong. I'm going to do it as a wisdom. Increase it.
Makes it ghost.
I am now at 12 strength, 18 dex, 13 constitution, 11 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 11 charisma.
All right.
So does that mean that none of us could technically die? If we die, we turn into, at least the first time, we would turn into all, we'd all potentially just be
a whole entire ghost clan.
I got more blood sap if you want to eat some.
No.
We will see what happens as we go along.
There you go.
I do have one more question.
Yes.
The etherealness spell is a 7th level transmutation, and it has rules in here, but you have different rules for me when I cast it.
So basically, you cast the spell as normal. You can't carry equipment, and your speed is reduced by 10 feet. Lasts 5 minutes and requires you to hold concentration at least once every 30 seconds. Ending your turn in a square occupied by an object or creature causes you to be pushed to the nearest unoccupied square.
So the change is the hold and the duration. Okay. Got it.
All right. So, you ready to go? Morning time?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think I got everything reset.
All right. So we are headed to Crest, correct?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So they load the wine onto a cart for you, with a horse, and they let you take it off with you, the 5 of you, and Davian and Irina. But as you begin to walk, you see that there are a number of ravens flying overhead, kind of circling you.
Okay.
All right.
That was quick. We didn't make it very far.
Roll initiative.
It's like Pokemon. Like as soon as you step into the green, it's just like
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm rolling a random encounter index. So as you're walking to Kresk, along the way, let me see.
So how'd you sleep last night, Mick?
I didn't.
It's hard to pull the covers over you.
Does the ghost still have a broken rib?
Broken rib. That's what I was.
He occupied himself all night long.
Or does that heal it? Heal it.
Okay. You stumble upon an old grave that you couldn't see from the direction when you were walking down the path, but coming from this direction, you can see an old grave off to the side of the woods. And it appears to be have been
Disturbed?
Yeah, it is not intact. There's the earthen mound that would have been there is kind of clearly disturbed, as if someone or something came in or out of it.
Yay. Mick, is that where? So what did we do with Mick's body? Did we just leave it? We didn't actually talk about that.
I guess so.
When he talked about the grave, we just left it
It's
for.
so cool if I looted his body or whatever, so I have whatever he has.
Oh, that's true. You didn't take anything that was on his pocket.
Actually, Gesh named it Piccolo the Second, and it's now a marionette.
So yeah, do you want to check out this grave at all?
Yeah, investigate, right?
Send the ghost to investigate.
I was about to say I can try ethereal on this spell if it's not open. If I need to step inside.
Well, he said it was like in the dirt. It was
Yeah, it's just a dirt. It's not like a tomb.
Yeah.
Um,
Mick, float over there and see what's going on.
Anyone else want to go with him?
So I completely missed the description here. Is it just a hole in the ground?
So it's not really like a hole in the ground, because it doesn't look like it was dug up neatly, but it's definitely disturbed, and the ground looks loosened, as if something was dug up or something. Like there's a divot in the ground where like clearly there was something in the grave.
Not an open grave. It's just a grave, and it looks like someone did something to it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll go check it out. Let me. I get to cast that etherealness. Then I can move.
Are you gonna use that already? You only get to use that once, right?
Yeah, I know, but I need to figure out how to use it. So I guess I just use that, and I can move 20 feet, I guess.
Yep.
For 5 minutes. So I just go down in there. What do I see?
You see a bunch of loose earth. There is no body or remnants of a body left in there.
All right, I pop back up and let them know what I saw.
Okay. You do notice the name on the headstone, though.
We all or I?
You do.
Okay.
And it is Gesh.
Gas and all these like.
Yeah, we've seen my hanging body. Now we have an empty tombstone.
And the skeletal rider you passed called you a dead man too.
Yeah, that's right.
I go up to Gesh, hit him on the shoulder, and go, "We're death bros."
I was like petrified.
Now, did all of us? I'm trying to remember how much of this all of us have seen and how much of this guest has just seen of like the dead bodies and stuff.
So the hanging person, you all saw just a stranger. The skeletal rider you saw pointed him and called him a dead man.
Okay.
And right now, only Mick has seen the name on this tombstone.
Yeah, I tell him now that I made the death bro joke though, so I let everyone know.
So it's an empty grave, though, right? It's just dirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody here with your name. It's a common name, right? Guess.
I mean, like the story I had for my character was like I'm like the twin brother of like the other one that died in the past adventure we had. He was like the white dragon, I'm like the black dragon, you know. But like I don't think we knew each other, you know. That's interesting. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I guess should I investigate it? Is the pirate card reveal any mystery about? Is there gargoyles hanging out around here?
No, there's no stones or anything.
Okay.
So we gotta keep moving, I guess.
Should we take the tombstone as a
very
souvenir?
It's quite heavy.
I guess we'll leave it. Yeah.
I'm sure Guess is just like John Smith. Guess.
Yeah. I'll tell someone to take a picture with it, you know, and then they'll sketch it out.
Take a selfie.
Take a selfie.
Use your MySpace profile picture. Okay, so you reach the end of this road that heads north, and which then turns east and west, and you know headed east will take you to Valaki, and headed west will take you towards Kresk.
Go to Kresk.
All right. So this road that heads west, the old road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at the gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stony abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It is hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that leads up from the walled settlement to the abbey.
Okay.
So this road that heads north ends at a gatehouse. And then there's a large wall that surrounds the city. And at the back, kind of the back of this town, it backs into a mountain where the abbey sits on top of.
Okay. So we're gonna keep heading toward town then, toward the guardhouse, I guess.
Okay. The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. Two square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name Kresk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapets, you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously.
Jordan. he didn't see it.
I was gently waving and blowing.
He was like, hey.
I fly up to Crow and say, dude, I think they're scared of you.
I just anybody order any wine?
It's 1 o'clock somewhere.
So they look like they've seen
Well,
it.
we said Davian's with us, so yeah. So
They have really white teeth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should I break the fourth wall and say 9 out of 10 dungeon masters choose Kresk?
Nice. So as you get closer to this gatehouse, there are 2 large stone pillars on either side with windows. And as you get closer, you see 2 bows come out of the windows and port towards you. And they say, "Who goes there?"
we're bringing the wine shipment from the, what was the name of the winery?
Yeah, we're the wine dudes.
We got your bird wine.
It's made by birds.
Wizard's Winery? That's not right.
Raven Rosé.
Raven Rosé, I like that.
We have your wine from the winery.
You you did all that looking to go with that.
I couldn't find it. Wizards of something winery.
Yeah.
I didn't
With the-
write down the whole thing.
With the wine shipment you ordered.
Wizards of the Coast.
Okay, it's called the Wit of Wines.
Wizard of Wines. There you go. I just said Wizard of Wines. We have your shipment from Wizard of Wines.
They say, "Hold fast there," and you see one of the bows retreat, and but the other one stays pointed at you. Just gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
not gonna like run or kick his ass or anything.
I was gonna say he's behind the gate. He told us to hold fast. There's not much we can do at the moment just yet.
When he says hold fast, you take it slow.
So a few minutes later, a very well-dressed man approaches from the inside of the gate, and you can see him through the bars. And he says, "I hear you've got our wine."
We do, and should we have Davian speak at this point since he's the?
He says, "Yes, Dmitri. Yes, we have. This is our last shipment of wine. We brought it here for you." And he says, "Oh, very good. Yes, of course. Please come in." And the gate raises, and as you walk in, he holds his hand out like this towards you.
I was gonna say we'll let Davian go first, so we understand what we're supposed to do.
He kisses his hand.
I guess we'll follow suit in order to try to get into this town. I'm gonna at least follow the custom. I don't know about the rest of these fools. But,
I will. I'll do it.
yeah, me too.
I give him tongue.
Big one, man.
What's that?
I give him tongue as well.
Yeah.
I just said I plan a big one on the back of his hand.
Okay. Gesh?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone roll to see if you catch COVID. No, I'm kidding. He lets you all in. He says, "Welcome to Kresk. My name is Dmitry Kreskov. This is my town. Please come." And he says,
Is that where the name of the town comes from?
Probably.
"Maybe. Would you care to introduce your friends?" He says to Davian. He says, "Yes, these are brave adventurers who have helped me return the winery to. They are working on returning it to full function." And he says, "And the woman?" He says, "Why can't she be brave adventurer? What are you, sexist or something?" Don't worry about her. She is great fighter.
I can say me.
So as you get past the outer walls, the mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees. In fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. So he kind of like is greeted by some clearly some workmen who take the wine and scurry off with it.
Do I have like a general store here
Let's see.
where you could like buy arrows and stuff?
It's called Cresco. It's a big giant superstore. Need a membership card.
I thought that was the name of the drink. Can I get a Kreska?
No, there's no sort of general store here. There's a few things of note. There are a number of these little cottages and stuff. There's the abbey, and there's a large pool and shrine at the back end, like fully. If you keep going north all the way to the end of the other wall, there is a large pool, and then there is another gate.
There's no like inn or pub or anything?
Nope.
All right.
Are these swimming pools or like fancy looking at pools?
Fancy looking at pools.
Would you like to go investigate it?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Don't drink.
Even under the gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands at the gazebo, arms outstretched as though waiting to be embraced.
I give him a hug.
Why would he have a bare chest?
To show off how manly and buff he is.
Oh, neck. Okay. I was thinking.
I think it's A-R-E, yeah.
Yes. But he does have the hands of a lion. No, I'm kidding.
The face of a gorilla.
He's half man, half bear, half pig.
Man, bear.
So yeah.
Where do we need to deliver the wine?
They have taken the wine from you, and they are taking it from to where it needs to be.
Okay. And where there's no his son is in Valaki, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
we don't have anything else technically to do here.
Or pub or anything.
Yeah. Well, technically the only thing we have left to do here is go to the abbey and find the woman. As far as I'm aware.
Let's do it.
yes.
So once they take the wine, does this Dimitri guy say anything?
Yeah, Dimitri says, please make yourself at home and let me know if you need anything. And he kind of wanders off.
Okay.
Make
ourselves at home.
So Davian kind of filled you in a little bit on the way to let you know what he knows about Kresk.
Okay.
It's a village of shut-ins, so no one ever leaves the village. And the reason why they're so hesitant to let people in is because they are very fearful of being attacked by wolves, dire wolves, and werewolves.
Okay.
I would say based on our experience, that's a rational fear.
He says the pool at the north end of the village is provides fresh water throughout the year, and he does not know if it is magical or natural. But he knows that it is drinking water.
Okay.
Maybe it'll heal Mick.
And that's about all he knows of the village, but you can certainly ask around if you want to know more information.
There's no inn or any place for us to potentially stay unless we just want to
you could try to see if you could get some hold up at the abbey, or try to ask a villager if you can stay with them, but there is no inn because they don't get visitors.
How long into the day is it?
It's getting towards later in the day. You would not be able to make it to Valaki.
Okay. I was gonna say that was. Then I would say let's head up to the abbey. Let's start there.
Let's do it.
Okay. The switchback road that hugs the cliff is 10 feet wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder as you near the top. It's about 400 feet up to get to the abbey.
Doesn't remind me of the Abbey Road I know of.
Just walking across the street.
The road from the village climbs above the mist to the wide ledge on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot-high curtain wall. A belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney blowing gray smoke. Just to let you guys know, this is a large building, and we are about 2 hours. So I don't know if you want to.
No, we should probably stop there.
Stop it here before you get to, because it would be this is probably the best stopping point for a while.
Okay, let's do that.
So you stand gazing upon this, the largest building by far, besides Castle Ravenloft that you've seen, but you didn't even see that up close. So this is the largest building that you have seen since entering Barovia.
Okay.
Much larger than the church, either of the churches that you've seen before. So you stare in wonder at this building, and as the sun begins to set behind you. And we'll leave it there. So we'll pick it up next week with you exploring the Abbey, or not if you choose to turn around. I'm not going to make you go anywhere.
Cool.
In the meantime, glad we got a ghost and a death under our belt. And hope everyone had fun, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, never turn your back on the vampire. Goodbye.